All right. All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Black Sunflower Collective YouTube channel. My name is Nicholas Mitchell, and today we're going over how to add 30 plus hours every month to work on your business. Sorry that we're a little bit late. We're supposed to start at 6, but had some technical difficulties, most of that on my end. Just to start off with, reading is fundamental. Make sure you read. I was in the wrong chat for a little while, but we're here now. Like I said, we're here to talk about how to add 30 plus hours every month to work on your business. Um, like I said, my name is Nicholas Mitchell. I am the project manager currently for Black Sunflower. And basically, I've been a entrepreneur for right now. I started in 2019. So do a little bit of math. I've been an entrepreneur officially for 5 years. But unofficially, I've been an entrepreneur since I was, let's say, elementary school. I had the candy business, I had a t-shirt business, had a lawn care business, all kind of different businesses when I was a kid. So growing up, it was always in my mind, in the back of my mind, hey, I really want to be an entrepreneur. And to this day, I am now an entrepreneur. Been an entrepreneur for 5 years. Um, Good day to the first comment in our chat. Um, yeah, I've been an entrepreneur for 5 years. I started my first business. It was called Fresh Kicks Market. Is called Fresh Kicks Market. Still in operation today. It is a sneaker trade show business. So basically, what I do is I put on sneaker events around Atlanta. I'm from Atlanta. Um, no, I wasn't selling the Kool-Aid with sugar. I wasn't doing that. I had my lunch box with all the candies, all the assorted candies in there. So yeah, I started off with that. But yeah, 2019 started Fresh Kicks Market. Like I said, it's a sneaker trade show business. And basically, we do sneaker trade shows where we invite resellers, we invite different businesses, small businesses, food trucks. We have performances and everything. And it's a big event where people buy, sell, and trade sneakers. I've been doing that since 2019. I've had about 10 events, I would say, in that time. We've been in Atlanta, we've been in Seattle, we've been in Miami, and Seattle is basically how I met Jazz. I met her here in Atlanta. She was doing a panel discussion here, and basically I saw her on stage, and I saw she had on some sneakers. And I was like, yo, those are Shadow Ones, Air Jordan Shadow Ones. I was like, people don't wear that just for no reason. I went up and talked to her about Fresh Kicks Market, and from there we've been side by side locked in ever since. One of my best friends right now, and people who really mentored me and helped me through this entrepreneurship journey. But today, how to add 30 plus hours every month to work on your business. This is a way that I've actually helped Jazz. So the table was turned a little bit, and I'm excited to share this process with everybody. I'm excited to talk about it. And basically, I want to kick this off with a question. So, who here feels like they're constantly busy, but they're not moving forward with their business? So I want you to put it in the chat if you consistently every day you're putting in work, you're always busy, but you feel like you're not moving forward in your business. I want to see somebody in the chat tell me about that. So basically that's like, doing busy work, answering emails, maybe packing orders, everything like that, but you just feel like your business isn't moving forward at the same time. You're still stuck in that same place. So I want to know if anybody in the chat has been in that situation. That is what we're here to do right now. So basically, our whole goal right now is to reclaim 30 plus hours in your business. So what would that mean to you? What would that mean to you in your business? What would that mean to pushing forward and possibly making your business your main source of income? That's my goal. And I know every entrepreneur, that's their goal, whether you have a 9 to 5 right now, whether you're just starting your business, whether it's a side hustle or whatever the case, you want to eventually make this a source of income to help you, help your family, help get to whatever levels that you're trying to reach. So I'm gonna start off with the question again: who here feels like they're consistently busy, but they're not moving forward in their business? If you feel that way, this is where you need to be. This is what we're talking about today, and we're gonna help you get 30 plus hours every month back to work on your business. And Jazz puts me, Jazz, it shouldn't be you no more. It shouldn't be you no more. She said she needs some more time. Well, that's what we're gonna talk about today. We're gonna talk about more time. And everybody, the thing about Jazz is she is going to make you. She's gonna make you be better. She's gonna make you be great. And so with today, this is one of my first times going live by myself. So we're gonna make this conversational. I want everybody to please put something in the chat, talk in the chat. I'm gonna talk with you guys. We're gonna make this very, very conversational, and we're gonna make this a fun time. We're gonna learn together. Basically, we're gonna learn. I'm gonna learn on the fly. I'm gonna learn with you guys. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to our next slide. So everybody can see my screen. Basically, the first question I have for you guys is, how do you eat an elephant? I want everybody to tell me, how do you eat an elephant? In the chat, I want you to put in the chat, how do you think, uh, looking at this picture, what do you think in your mind? How do you eat an elephant? Now, for me, I don't know if anybody has ever heard this metaphor, or ever seen this, or ever heard. There we go. One bite at a time. One bite at a time. I'm glad Alexa Designs, she put it, or he or she put it in right when right when I was about to say it. But that is basically, to sum it up. That's a metaphor. So basically, what that means is, like, big challenges in your business, they can't feel overwhelming. It can't feel like it's a big thing for you to do. It's like you're looking at something that's huge and you're trying to figure out, how am I going to chop this down to make sure I accomplish this goal. So building your business is, you know, when you're starting off, it looks like a huge mountain that you're trying to climb. But with the right strategy, with the right people in your corner, with that right environment, with the right steps that you're going to take, you can tackle that step by step. So that's why I wanted to start off with, how do you eat an elephant? And that metaphor, it rings true in almost everything that you do, because any task that you do needs to be broken down before you can get to the big one. You don't just hop all the way to the top. Like, if you were climbing Mount Everest, you're not just going to hop all the way to the top of it. You got to have a strategy, you got to have a good team, and you got to have a good plan. And you take step by step. And that's the same thing when how to eat elephant, one bite at a time. So you got to chop it down piece by piece, and then you got to take it from there. So I wanted to start off with that because I wanted to get us in the right mindset of understanding what this is going to take. Any goal that you have in your business is not going to be done in one day. It's not going to be done in 2 days. Most of the bigger goals, or most of the things that you're trying to accomplish, is going to take some time. It's going to take some real time. It's going to take a strategy, and the strategy that we have today is the strategy that's going to get you there to get into that big goal. So, wanted to start off with mindset. I wanted to start off with everybody getting their mind right to understand, hey, how am I going to tackle? And I know everybody in their mind has a big goal that they're thinking about right now. So, what's one thing in your in your business right now that you feel like is too overwhelming to tackle? So I'm gonna give it a couple of minutes. I want anybody that's in the chat right now, the biggest thing in your goal, one thing, just one thing in your business right now that feels like an overwhelming task. I want you to put that in the chat. I'm gonna give you a second. And yes, don't think I'm crazy. I'm drinking coffee. It's later at night over here. I'm in Atlanta, but I want to make sure I give you guys all the energy that that y'all need for this, because it does take a lot of energy. So the question was, what's one thing in your business right now that seems overwhelming? So Latoya said grants. That can seem overwhelming. That definitely can seem overwhelming. Anybody else? Anybody else that has something that seems a website set up that can seem overwhelming? Hey, okay, all right. I love coffee. Yeah, I drink coffee every day, and people get on to me about it. They try to act like they don't drink coffee, but hey, I do it. It gives me the energy I need. Looking for funding. Pam said looking for funding. That's a good one. That is an overwhelming task. I used to try to do that with Fresh Kicks Market, so I can understand that. For anybody new that's joining, the question is, what's one thing in your business that seems like an overwhelming task? So right now we got grants, we got websites set up, we got sales. That's a good one. Sales is a really good one, and we got looking for funding. These are all things that seem like an overwhelming task. Rakia, she has a website set up, time, and knowing where to start, and finances. These are all great points. Every last one of those. Time is a big one. See, I know I had the right people in here. I know I had the right people. Everybody's looking for that timepiece. Okay. All right. So this is what we're gonna talk about. That's great. Everybody that said time, this is what we're gonna help you with right now. We're gonna help you with time because time is the biggest thing. All right. So we're gonna move on to the next slide. 1 second. All right. So everybody knows Jazz. Everybody meet Jazz, our fearless leader of the Black Sunflower Collective. Like I said, one of my best friends, one of my mentors, one of the people that has helped me through this journey of entrepreneurship in a big way. Entrepreneur, innovator, dreamer, all of those things. But with coming with those things, it's a big burden. It's a big burden to be all those things at one time. And me and Jazz talk all the time. Me and Jazz talk all the time about entrepreneurship, our struggles, our goals, things that we're trying to accomplish. So one thing that we've talked about recently, we were talking about how she was juggling multiple projects. She was feeling overwhelmed, definitely feeling frustrated. She felt like she was she felt like she was working really really hard, and she was just spinning her wheels a lot. So you know together, we created a system that focused on what mattered most. And the reason why we did that, the reason why I did that was because throughout this whole year, my goal was to read 4 books. Uh, One of the books that I read was Crucial Conversations. Another book was 4 Hour Work Week. Another book is uh, what was it? I don't think it wasn't Rich Dad Poor Dad. It was another book, but it was similar to Rich Dad Poor Dad. I read that at the beginning of the year, and the book that helped me out the most this year was the 4 Disciplines of Execution. And this is the book that basically set me and Jazz free when it comes to time. So I read the book first, I implemented it, kind of got it down packed and used my different methods of how to use it for entrepreneurship. And when she came to me with these struggles and telling me about how she was feeling overwhelmed, how she was feeling frustrated with it, that's when I was like, hey Jazz, let's try this. Let's try something new. Let's try this 40x method. Let's try this method that I kind of created from the 40x model for entrepreneurs. So that's where it all started, and that's how we got here. So how many of you can really relate to that struggle? Feeling busy all the time. I know we asked that question before, but who can relate to this struggle of being overwhelmed by all the projects that you have? Whether if you're a dreamer, if you're an innovator, if you're an entrepreneur, there's opportunities that come up every single day. And to be honest, as an entrepreneur or as a dreamer, you're gonna try to be involved in every single one of them. I know I was like that. I'm one of those people that if you come to me with a good idea, I'm going to take a serious look at it, and I'm going to definitely, think about it all day and flush it out and see, how can we make this work, and try to put some of my mental energy towards it, and not knowing that putting my mental energy towards that is taking away my mental energy towards what I'm really trying to build right now, or what I'm really trying to do at this, current moment. Yes, those are the books. Crucial Conversations, 4 Hour Work Week, and 4 Disciplines of Execution. So I actually have the book right here if you guys want to see it. Give me 1 second. That's how it looks. It always blurs it out, but it's called the 4 Disciplines of Execution. But yes, so like I said, if I really related to it because this is something that I dealt with, and when she came to me, I definitely wanted to be the person to help her out with it and help her implement this new style of thinking, this new approach of thinking. So we're gonna go through this method fully. So so we're gonna start off with, does it sound like you? Like I said, this sounded like me. This was me, and I was so happy for the opportunity to be able to help Jazz because she's helped me out in so many ways. So in the chat, let me know if this sounds like you. If you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're doing a lot of projects, you're juggling a lot of things, you're getting frustrated because you don't feel like your business is moving forward like you planned it to. We got a yes in the chat. We got Stronghold saying that's me. I'm trying to do too much. I need to focus on one thing at a time. All me. Latoya says all me. Okay. And same here. And what I want to say is don't feel bad about that. Like don't feel bad about that at all. Tantanet, I don't want to say your name wrong. I think it's Tantoinette. She said that's me as well. But I don't want you to feel bad about it because it's a good thing. There's people out here that don't dream. There's people out here that don't think about new ways to innovate. There's people out here that don't think about these new projects or these new things to do. We're people that want to build stuff. We're builders, so it's not a bad thing. It's just TJ. All right, so I'll start calling you TJ. Um, yeah, it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing to want to build something and want to start something new and to want to create. The main focus that we're trying to get here though is that we want to take steps to getting these things done so we can move on to the next thing. We can move on to the next project. But first we got to focus on this project right here. Let's move on to this next slide real fast. All right. So this is how we turn things around. So this is where the shift changed everything. So basically when we started to implement this 40x method, we got Barbie collection saying that's me as well. That's great. Um, so it sounds like we're all in agreement that we all have this type of I don't want to say problem, but we all have this approach to our projects or this approach to business. So we're gonna change our approach. So I'm not gonna say it's a problem because I don't think it's a bad thing that we all like to build and we all like to dream and innovate. It's not a bad thing at all. We're just gonna change our approach a little bit so we can get the things that's most important done, and then we can move on to the next project. So, like I said, how we turn things around, how the shift that changed everything is basically we gain clarity on what's the most important priorities in her business. So, what I want to know from everybody right now, what is the most important thing in your business right now? If you can think of something right now that's the most important thing, like if I do this tomorrow, if I get this part done tomorrow, this is the most important thing that I can do to help my business right now. And with that, we shifted her focus to the actions that truly matter. So if you can think of that one thing in your business right now that's going to push your business forward, now your focus shifts to what are all the tasks that I need to do to get that one thing done. So that was the mental shift that we went through. And the next part was we created a system that freed up hours in her week so we can get those tasks done every week until she got that specific priority done. So in the chat, if anybody can tell me what is one thing in your business right now, the main priority, the first one. I know at the beginning, we had a couple people say we had websites, we had looking for funding, we had sales, we had grants. So if anybody new that want to say, hey, what's website? Okay, cool. Alexa Design said website. That's a good one. And lucky for you, you're in a great spot for websites as well with the Black Sunflower Business Collective. Latoya, she said trademarks. That's a really good one. That's really important for businesses right now. Sales, Stronghold says sales. That's a good one. So basically, we want to gain clarity on what is the most important priority in our business right now. How to get sales. So that's the way business works is I have a product and I want to sell this product to the next person. So that is the most important thing. We're trying to get sales. We're trying to connect with our customer base. We're trying to relate to our customer base. So that is very, very important. So I'm glad you put that in there. So yes, sales. Like I said, first thing was gain clarity on her most important priorities. We shifted her focus. Once we gained the clarity on what's most important to her business, we shifted her focus to all the tasks that need to be done in between them to get that done. And then we created a system that opened up the time for her to get that done. So this is how we're basically gonna approach this. And after that, basically she keeps telling me and I keep having an imposter syndrome and she's trying to, get me out of that. But she said this process changed her life. And to hear that from somebody that you admire and that you see that's doing their thing, and to hear that you impacted them in a way, that makes you feel really good. So, thank her for basically putting me on this live with you guys and asking me to do this and share this with you, this information with you guys. So let's go on to the next step. We're gonna get into the real about what's going on right now. I know you guys are here for the information, so let's get to the information. So why do we struggle with making time for our business? This is a really, really important question. Why do we struggle with making time for our business? I want you to put in the chat, why do you struggle with making time for your business? I'm gonna give you a second. I know for me, um, I have my daily, to do. My son, he lives with me, so I wake up, I get him ready, get him going. I do my daily, tasks that I do, my routines for my business. I'm currently in class for cybersecurity, so I got to do that. Do a whole bunch of different things throughout the day. Too many tasks. TJ said too many tasks. That's a good one. Imposter syndrome. That's a good one. Full time job, and when I get home, I'm tired. I really like to hit. I really like to see that one because that's really really important. I had a full time job as well. When I started reading this book, I had a full time job, and I was trying to figure out how to create more time. So I'm glad you said that one. Overthinking and not staying on task. Really glad you said that one. TJ, I'm glad you said too many tasks. Strongholds. I'm glad you said imposter syndrome. I struggle with that a lot. So yeah. So why do we struggle with making time for our business? And all these answers are correct. All these answers are true. And like I said, we're eating the elephant right now. So we're gonna break it down into pieces. We're not gonna take on this big thing. It's not gonna happen overnight. It's not gonna happen just after this call. This is gonna be a step by step process. I will be, having more lives and going over this process, but I want to basically give you guys the nuts and bolts of how to do this, so you can get started. Too many tasks and not enough time to do them. Organization. That's a great one. And you do have enough time. The thing is, I'm gonna tell you, you got enough time. It's there. We're gonna find that time. We're gonna pull it out. That's what we're doing tonight. All right. So we found out why we struggle with making time for our business. We got that down. All right. So this is why it's very, very important. This is why it's very, very important to focus and attention. So we're gonna give a couple of stats. Over 21 hours a week is wasted on distractions. So that means the average person spends over 3 hours per day on distractions, which can include social media, browsing the internet, or watching TV. This could be better spent on more productive activities. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and say I am one of those people. I fell in love with TikTok a couple of years ago, and it got me in a chokehold. So sometimes I got to put my phone down. I'm not gonna lie. I love to binge watch TV shows. I love to be on the internet. I love to do all those things. I'm just like any other normal person. Like when it comes to the phone, we're all attached to our phone in some form or fashion. So um, put in the chat if you're one of these people. I know the last thing I watched, binge watch. So I'm one of those. I'm a bad binge watcher. Like if I start something, I gotta see it all the way through. Like I don't know if anybody ever seen The Bear. It's on Hulu. I watched it from start to finish, and I was like, dang, where did all these days go? And then Succession on HBO. That was my next one that I watched all the way through. Stronghold said that's her. Anime Creations Worldwide. Truth. It's okay though, because we're still gonna find this time, but we have to understand what's distracting us. So put in the chat what's your biggest distraction. I'll say for me it's binge watching TV shows or watching sports. So I'm a big basketball fan. I'm a big football fan. So anytime this time comes around, I'm glued to the TV whenever something's coming on. Like right now, I know at 7 o'clock the Hawks and Knicks are about to play, but I'm here with you guys. I'm really focused on giving you guys this information. So put in the chat what's your biggest distraction. And then we're gonna go on to the next part. Mm-mm-mm. I'm gonna go ahead and go over these next couple of bullet points. But multitasking reduces productivity and increases stress. Trying to do multiple tasks at once can actually decrease productivity and increase feelings of stress and anxiety. It's important to focus on one task at a time to maximize efficiency. Without focus, we spend time on what's urgent, not important. When we lack focus, we tend to prioritize urgent but not necessarily important tasks, which can lead to a sense of constantly being behind and feeling overwhelmed. So basically, Stronghold, she said, my phone, social media, phone calls from family. All of these things are very, very true. All these things are very, very true. And these are all the distractions. See, we're finding, I know if everybody actually sat down and they're thinking about what's my biggest distraction, you're finding time now. That phone call that you had with your friend earlier today talking about what happened yesterday at work, and you talked with her for 2 hours. That's 2 hours that you have for your business. Now, don't want to say that you're not supposed to have, those times with your friends, you're not supposed to have time with loved ones or something like that, or that you're not supposed to be on your phone at some point in time and enjoy, social media. Sometimes it is good, it's fun. Alexa designs work, sleep, coming up with new things and products to create. All those are good ones. I love to sleep too. I'm a big fan of sleep. I need it. I need it to function. I actually went to sleep. Well, I went to sleep later last night to make this presentation for you guys. But Jazz, no, I'll be knocked out as soon as this is over with. So I need sleep too. But like I said, we need to find the importance of focus and attention. So the distractions, trying to multitask, trying to do multiple projects at once, those are the things that's going to hold us back. And when we're trying to do multiple tasks, we lose focus on the one thing that we're trying to do. So by understanding the impact of distractions, multitasking, and the lack of focus, we can make changes to our habits and workflows to be more productive, and then we reduce that stress and reduce those anxieties about your business and how to move forward. Stronghold said, "I must get sleep." It's a must. It is definitely a must. All right, so we're getting into the nuts and bolts of this. I promise we get into this information, but all of this, if anybody's following, all of this builds up to what we're about to talk about. We need to understand all of this. This is all a mindset game at this point. So everything that we've talked about up until this point, I hope you've either been taking notes. I hope you've been writing down answers to the questions I've been asking because we're going to put all this together as we go along. So the next question I have is, what task takes up most of your time daily? And I know for me, the task that takes up most of my time, I spend a couple hours studying for my cybersecurity test. I do that. Emails take a long time. Just trying to come up with emails. Content creation, that's a good one. I do content creation for a client, and that takes up some good time because you got to use your brain power to focus on it. Um, like I said, emails, content creation is a good one. Small tedious tasks for clients. Children, yes. I have a son. I have a son as well, and it requires attention and focus for sure. Work and studying, that's a good one. Those are two really good ones. Um, yeah. So like all these are really really good. Content creation is something I need to learn. Rikia, that's a good one. Yes. Content. I mean, we're in 2024. There's TikTok, there's Instagram, there's Twitter, there's Pinterest, there's Facebook, there's YouTube, there's all these different forms of content, and there's all these are great ways to build your business and go forward. So content creation is very very important in 2024 for your business. We have any more, but yes, these are all the tasks that takes up most of our time daily. So just think about it. Write it down. If you're writing it down, I have 6 damn kids I watch after school. Six, you're you're a superhero. I'm gonna go ahead and say that. TJ, you're a superhero. I got one, and he feel like it's 6 of them. So you got six. That's legit. I respect you. I respect you for sure. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next one. But what task takes up most of your time daily? I want you to write that down. Have that on your sheet right now as well. Oh, gotta go back. Gotta go back. Hold on 1 second. All right. So basically what we're here to do right now, we're here to reclaim our time. You have the power to change the schedule and your results. You have the power to gain 30 extra hours every month. That's 8 extra work weeks a year. Focus work is up to 5 times more productive than multitasking. So what I wanna ask everybody in the chat right now, what would you do with 8 extra work weeks a year in your business? That's 8 extra work weeks. That's a lot of time. It's a lot of time. What would you do with 8 extra work weeks? I know for me, I would be doing more lives with you guys. I would be on live more. I would say that 8 extra work weeks, I would find more content to do. I would find more. I would do more content creation for my personal business. I would do more lives. I would go if you guys like what you're hearing right now, then I would probably get better at it because this is my first time doing it. So I would use that time to get better at this. I would use that time to get better at marketing. I would use that time to perfect and hone in on my skills. If I had 8 extra work weeks a year, so that's 30 plus hours a month that you're spending in your business. Put in the chat, what would you do? What part of your business would you put that towards? Thank you, Strongholds. I appreciate that. So like I said, yes, 8 extra work weeks a year. That's crazy. Oh, we got a
You're doing
visitor.
great.
We got the
I just came. Yeah, I just came to say you're doing an amazing job. I am currently at a
really.
pop-up event. Yes. And
Mhm.
so I keep listening over in and somebody else is like, "What are you listening to?" So you're doing it amazing. Keep going.
Awesome.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate it. And I'm out.
Hey, so we got the one and only that came through it and blessed the chat. So we got Latoya, learning different ways to connect with customers. That's a big one. That's a big one. Organization in the business. So what I would say to anything that you're thinking about, really, so learning different ways to connect with customers. Let's get really specific on that. So, like I said, hey, I would to for me, I'm the same with you. I would learn different ways to connect with customers. So for me, it would be more specifically, I would do more lives. I would try to go live 3 times a week. If I had 8 extra weeks, eight extra work weeks a year, that's 30 plus hours. I would probably go live 3 times a week to connect with my customers more. All of the above, yes. PJ, all of the above. Strongholds, organization of my business. So, like I was saying, if you have notes, if you're taking notes right now, write it down. If you feel like yours is broad, which is it's a good one, learning different ways to connect with customers. That's a really really good one. I want you to get really really specific. So I want you to say, hey, I would go on I would go on live on Instagram 3 times a week for until Q2 of 2025. That's how specific I want you to get because this is how we're gonna move our business forward. It's by activity. That's a really broad statement, but we want to get specific and we want to know exactly what activity we're trying to do and by when we're trying to do it. Attend more vending events, at least 2 a month. That's a really good one. That's a really really good one. All right, so we're gonna go to the next, and we just asked this question, which was a really y'all. Everybody gave a really good answer to this. So now the playbook that me and Jazz talked about and the playbook that I gave to Jazz is called the Achieve More playbook. We want to achieve more in our business. We want to push our business forward. We want our business to become our main source of income, or we want our business to be a supplemental income to what we have on our 9 to 5. And the only way we can do that is if we achieve the goals that we're trying to do. So this framework that I'm talking about, I'm calling it the Achieve More playbook because this is exactly how you're going to achieve more in your business. And this is exactly how you're going to push your business forward. So there's 4 key steps to this, and it's similar to the 4 disciplines of execution. It's derived from a lot of the methodologies that's in that book. So we're going to start off with your identify your wildly important goal. Now, what your wildly important goal is, and this is why I told you to get really, really specific, is because the wildly important goal is basically it clearly defines your most important high impact goal that will drive your success. This should be a specific, measurable, and time bound objective that aligns with your overall vision. So just listen to those words a little bit closer. This should be a specific. So we want to get really, really specific. It should be measurable. So when I said, hey, to connect with my customers, I want to go on Instagram. I want to go live for 3 days a week, and then time bound. I want to do this by Q2 of 2025. So this is very very specific. I want to be on Instagram. It's measurable because I know I want to do it 3 times a week, and it's time bound. So I'm giving myself a specific time to do it by Q2 2025. So after you identify that wildly important goal, we're going to focus on our lead measure. So the lead measure basically it identifies the key behaviors and actions that would directly contribute to achieving your wig. No, so when I say wig, I don't want nobody to think I'm talking about the wigs that all my beautiful ladies put on their heads. We're talking about the wildly important goal. But if I say wig, it's just because I don't want to say wildly important goal every time. It's just I want to put an acronym in there. So basically, when we say focus on our lead measures, we're identifying the key behaviors and the actions that will directly contribute to achieving our WIG. These are the lead measures that you focus on to track regularly to ensure your progress. So let's say we want to let's stick with Latoya in learning different ways to connect with customers, or um, let's go to Alexa. Alexa designs attend more vending events, at least 2 a month. So that's a really good one. That's a really good one. It's specific. We probably can get a little bit more specific, and then it's measurable. So you said at least two a month, and then now we have to add that next one, which would be by what time, which would be the time bound part. So every week, every month, we're going to be focused on these lead measures. This your lead measure, and your lag would be, so it's lead and lag. Your lag would be what you're actually trying to accomplish by going to those vending events. What are you trying to? I'm trying to get 500 customers by Q2 2025. So that's the lag measure. The lead measure would be the activity that we're putting into it. So we're going to go to two vending events every month for what for until throughout 2025. So let's get even more specific, Alexa. Let's get even more specific. So we don't want to say throughout 2025. We want to say by September 1st, 2025. I want to have 500 customers from these vending events. So now we're going to focus on that activity every month, and we're going to see if you know that you want to go to two vending events every month until September 1st, 2025. You can see, hey, if you start off, let's say you start off January, February, March, and you go to two events every month from that point on, and you realize you get 100 customers. Now you know that, hey, for the next quarter, I may have to bump it up. I may have to do three events. I may have to add an extra event. I may have to hone in on what if my objective is just consistency. This is perfect. Yes, this is perfect. This is going to lead you to consistency, but we don't want to have consistency without having a measurable, something measurable to see it, to see what you're doing. It's something about seeing our progress that just fires something off in our brains. Knowing what age, Latoya said, knowing what age range you're in and what platform is best for your brand. That's a really good one. And we can work on that as well. So these are all great things that you guys are saying. So um, like I said, for Alexa, get really specific. The reason why you want to get specific is because knowing your numbers in your business, that's how you're going to push your business forward. If we're being broad about everything, if we're saying, hey, I just want to go to events all 2025. You can do that, but you won't know if that's really pushing your business forward. So if you make it measurable and say, hey, I want to get 500 customers by September 1st, 2025. That's my lag measure. And then my lead measure is I'm going to go to two events every month uh, until September 1st, 2025. And then I'm going to track how many customers I get from each one of these events. Then you'll know maybe those events may not even be worth it. Maybe you'll say, hey, I'm spending all this money to go to these events, and it's not really bringing me the customers I need. I need to shift. I need to change my lead measure because this lead measure may not be working for me to get to my goal of getting 500 customers by September 1st. So that's how we push our business forward by knowing what our numbers are, and this is a great way of knowing what our numbers are by putting something specific that we're trying to do for our business, and this is your wildly important goal that we're going back to. This is our wig. We need something specific. We need it to be measurable, and we need it to be time bound. So that's the three things for your wig. All right. So the next part would be we're going to time block for success. So now that we have our wildly important goal, now that we know what our lead measure is, we need to create the time to do that. So the time block for success, we're going to allocate dedicated time in your calendar to work on your lead measures and your wig. Protect this time and make it a non-negotiable part of your weekly schedule. So what I mean by that is the things you do every day. I could in the book they call it your whirlwind. So this is your whirlwind of things that you do every day. So for me, when I talk to Jazz and for me, I asked her when we started off this process, I asked her, hey, what do you do every day? And she said, well, I do emails and I pack orders and I call, I talk to clients. And I was like, no, we need to get really, really specific on what you do every single day. And that's from waking up to you getting your son together, you drop him off at school. We need to get a time based look at what you do every day, all the way up until you get back home. And then we need to put in a block of what all you do consistently every day. So we know every day, she goes to pick. For me, I'll go with my story. So I know every day I wake up, I get my son ready to go to school, then I come back home, I do my morning routine, then I do my cybersecurity study, then I get my business things together. That's my whirlwind. Those are the things I do every single day. And I time block that and I put that into a time block where I focus and I get all those things done. I want to get all those things done to make sure that it's not like I'm jam packing it, but I want to make sure that that's focused work and I don't have anything else that's bothering me from getting those things together. Because if I have a meeting, if I have anything else that I need to do, I put that in another time block and I make sure I fit all those things into that time block. And before I found this book, it was crazy. Me and Jazz actually talked about it. Is I was doing this before I had a book. I used to write it down. So I got notebooks and notebooks of me going 7 to 8. I need to do this. 8 to 9. I need to do this. 9 to 10. 10 to 11. I need to do this. So time blocking everything out really helps you see where you're at on a daily basis and where you need to go in order to get that time. So let's go to the next step. So the next step is accountability through weekly reviews. So we're going to conduct a weekly review to assess your progress, identify challenges, and make adjustments to your plan. This regular check-in will help you stay on track and consistent progress. So this is what I do. I do so I call it a wig session. So, that's what the book calls it. I also call it a wig session. So on Sundays, I take 30 minutes out of my day and I go over everything that I accomplished that week. So I make sure I move everything over and I analyze the data to see how that hour. So for me, I spend so I block off my whirlwind time. I block off what I call office hours. That's when I take all my calls. That's when I take all my meetings. When I take all of that stuff. Then I block off dad and personal time at the end. So there's 1 or 2 hours. There's 2 hours that I found in my schedule that I can put an hour here, and I can put an hour here. And then I use those. So I have two wildly important goals. So I put an hour for one wildly important goal, and I put another hour for another wildly important goal. And then I've tasked out. I got really specific about what my goals are for my business, and then all the tasks that I need to do. And in those hours each day, I'm putting in time to get those done. And then on Sunday, when I do my week session, I go over everything that I did throughout the week, and I move it over to complete it. And I can see that. Now it's something I don't know what it is. It's dopamine in your brain or whatever the case, but just moving that over and seeing that you completed something, it drives you to keep going. So that next week, I'm trying to get more done. I'm trying to get more tasks done. I'm trying to beat the number that I had last week. So that's the goal. If you liking the information that you're getting right now, put a one in the chat. Put, hey, this is something that's helping me. Let me know. If you have any questions right now, let me know. If you're struggling with any of the concepts, let me know. I know I've been talking for a little while, but I want to ask the chat: is this something that you think that you can do? So we got one from Stronghold. Thank you. This is helping. Rakia, this is helping. Great, great. Latoya, this is helping. Lexa, this is helping. Great, 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 great. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad. I'm really, really glad to hear that. So we're gonna go over it a little bit more in depth right now, and I want everybody to get a piece of paper out. Off topic, but can you mix this with the 12 week year once you get it down? Yes, yes, I can. I'm sure I can. And that's a book, 12 week year. I know that's a book. I haven't read that one yet, but that's on my list for sure. Um, so yes, yes, we're gonna mix those methodologies. I like mixing methodologies. Y'all can't tell. I like to do that. So, um, and I like reading. My goal every year is to read 4 books. Well, my goal this year was to read 4 books. So next year I'm gonna try to boost it up to 6. I think it's 6 is my next number. So every year I'm gonna try to boost it up every year. So I'm definitely gonna add 12 week year to my first list. I'm finishing up my last book for this year, and we're gonna add 12 week year to my first list. So let's get into detail right here. So step one, your wildly important goal. I want everybody to get some paper out. I want you to write this down. Let's get real engaged, get real hands-on. I want you to write this down. So what's the one thing that will have the biggest impact in your business? One thing, and then put that in the chat as well. And when you think about this one thing that's going to have the biggest impact in your business, think about if everything else stayed the same. what is the one goal that would transform your business right now? And I know for me, the one thing that would transform my business is for people to see me talk and to actually see me say something. I'm more like a hermit crab. I don't get on lives. I don't do this often. So this will probably transform my business a lot. You know, to be in front of people and to actually talk and connect and share with people. So I'm starting off today, and you guys have been awesome. So I'm appreciative of this opportunity right here. But what's the one thing that will have the biggest impact in your business? I want you to write that down. If you have time, put it in the chat as well. And when you're thinking about this, if everything else stayed the same, what's the one goal that would transform your business? That's what I want you to think about when you write this down. So right now we're writing down what our wildly important goal is. Interact with customers. Yes. Yes. TJ, you just like me. I gotta interact with people. Gotta get out my shell a little bit. I don't like to. I'm extroverted when I'm extroverted when I'm in crowds, when I'm with people. I'm not like an introvert, like I don't talk at all. I don't know what it is about me being in front of the camera that I just haven't got used to. I guess I'm old school, but I'm coming out of that shell right now. Strongholds. I am realizing the very thing you just said is my issue with sales. I need to get in front of the people, customers, kingdom fam. Yep, it's true. It's true. You gotta get in front of. I mean, it's 2024. If you think about it, any business right now, and this is even to the bigger businesses. If you're on Instagram, if you're on TikTok, if you're on Twitter and all, they have whole teams built so that they have a presence on this. So if you have a small business and you're not on social media or if you're not connecting with your customers, then you're already behind the eight ball. You're already behind because the only way you can connect with people is word of mouth. The best thing about the internet is that you can interact with everybody in the world. You can find this is the first time in history in the history of the world where you can find your tribe anywhere. You can connect with anybody. You can connect with somebody on the other side of the planet. They may feel the same way that you do, and now you have a product that may help them. This is the first time in history that you can do that. So, yes, get in front of customers and get in front of people. Latoya, she said this the experience and connection of my brand with customers. Yes. TJ, I'm the same. Large groups make me nervous. Yes, large groups do. They make me nervous. I get so Jazz would say this. Jazz would say this. She calls it networking Nick. So anytime I need like a pep talk or like because I got different versions. So networking Nick is when I can go in groups and I can pinpoint the most important person in the room and I can go have a conversation with them, no problem. But the regular me, like the regular everyday me, would look at that like a big task. Like, oh my God, that's an elephant. Like, how am I eat the elephant? Like, I don't understand. But yeah, we call it networking Nick. To be honest, the master class. Rakia, you gotta get in the master class. We here. Anime creation said yes. Stronghold, that's me. I meet no strangers but camera shy. I mean no strangers but camera shy or hearing the word live make my eyebrows. I don't get it. I really don't. And to be honest, with this experience right here, I don't see why I was so scared to do it. I really don't. I think you guys have been awesome. Y'all have made me feel really, really good. So let's get back to it. I hope everybody has written down what your wildly important goal is. And that's the one thing that will have the biggest impact in your business. And when you're thinking about this, is if everything else stay the same, what's one goal that will transform the business? All right, now we're getting to the lead measures. We're gonna get to the next part. And I hope everybody still has their pencils and everything. So we're going to the next part. And we're gonna develop our lead measures right now on live. So we're gonna track our actions. We're not gonna track the outcomes. So we're not worried about if I'm talking to Elective Designs and we're talking about the vending events. We're not worrying about the 500 customers that we're trying to get. We're not even thinking about that. That's gonna come. We're gonna worry about the actual action that we put in to get there. So instead of focusing on the outcome, like how many sales we had, track the actions that lead to those outcomes, such as the number of people you interact with when you're at these events. So if you want to be at 2 events a month, let's track how many customers that we actually interact with. I know I've been at events, I've hosted events, and I've had vendors there that there's some that's very extroverted. They talk to every customer, and those are the people that do well. They always have all the sales. And I mean, if anybody understands the sneaker world and the sneaker game, if they've been to Sneaker Con or Got Sold or anything, most of these tables have the same sneakers. They just do. The people that do well at my events, they're the people that are salesmen. They go out and talk to the customer. They show them sneakers that they may not have known. They say, "Hey, what's on your feet? Like I see you wear a size 8. This is why I got in a size 8." And then you got the other vendors that's just sitting back there on their phone and they just sitting back and expecting for the customer to come to them. And I'm like, and they come to me and say, "Hey man, I didn't really do well at the event." I was like, "Well, I saw you this whole time. You was on your camera. I mean, you was on your phone. You was taking pictures. You weren't really interacting with anybody, and that's part of it." So what we want to track is our actions. We don't want to track the outcome. Like I said, Alexa, if you go into 2 events, track how many people you're interacting with at those events. Notice how if you interact with 50 people throughout the day, how that changes, how many sales you make, how that changes how many people follow you on Instagram, how that changes how many people join your community, or all those different types of things. So the next one is lead measures predict your success. The lead measures are the things you can directly influence and control, and they can predict the ultimate outcome you're trying to achieve. So that's what I'm saying. The lead measures the activity. We're focused on the activity. We're not even focused about the customers the sales we're trying to make. We're not even focused on how much money, how many dollars we're making. We're focused on putting in the work every day. We're focused on the work, and then focus on what you can control. So we can control our lead measure. You can control how much action and how much progress instead of just waiting for the desired outcome to happen. So let's go on to the next one. Let's go on. So I hope everybody wrote down what their lead measures is. Did anybody write down the lead? Everybody wrote down their lead measures. We're gonna move on to the next step. I want to make sure everybody's writing this down because we're hands on. We're all together on this right now. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our step 3, time blocking. So, like I said, now we have developed our wildly important goal. Now we know where our lead measure is. Now we got a time block. We got to make sure we make time for these wildly important goals. We can't just say, "Hey, we got them," and now we don't have no time. So I want you to schedule non-negotiable time for your wig. That means block off time in your calendar to work on your wildly important goals. Treat this time as a meeting with your most important client. So treat this time like you're for me, it'll be like I'm meeting, one of my favorite entrepreneurs. That's how I block off this time. I block off like my whirlwind time. I block that off in the morning. It's get everything together. I do my morning routine. I actually put my phone on do not disturb. There's only a few people that can get through that I've allowed to get through that do not disturb. And that's people if it's an emergency, I need to be there. But other than that, I put my phone on do not disturb. I block off this time up until I think I set my office hours from 12 to 2 for when I can take meetings and take calls. I unlock it at that point. I take meetings, I take calls, and I do 1 hour for my first wig, and I do the next hour I do for my second wig. So I make sure that every day I put that hour to get those tasks done. So eliminate distractions. Like I said, I put mine on focus or do not disturb. So I turn off the notifications. I close unnecessary tabs and apps. I create a distraction-free environment during my scheduled wait time. Now, I will say this. I'm gonna be transparent. I do have ESPN on the background. I do have First Take and everything. I still have my sports up, but I don't have it. I don't have the sound on. I just have it going in the background like white noise. It's really watching me. Would that be the 500 people? What do you mean by that, Alexa? Would that be the 500 people? Give me a little bit more clarity on that. And Stronghold, type it for me one more time. If I missed it, I apologize. So we're gonna protect this time. We're gonna be consistent with this as well. So we want to make sure that we're doing this every single day. Lead time question yet? How do you make time in 2 days out of the week, especially when you have multiple things to do? So we have to break down what our whirlwind is. So I want you for a whole week. I want you to write down. I want you to write down everything for a whole week. So pick a week. I noticed it'll probably kind of be skewed because it's December. It's a lot of holiday stuff going on. Um, so it's kind of gonna be skewed around this time, but I think we have enough time before the actual like real holiday kick in. I know everybody probably got their tree up already, but for a whole week, I want you to write down, get a binder, get a notebook, piece of paper, every day. Write down exactly what you do for each hour. Right, just write it out and see what you do. At that point in time, you'll be able to see where your actual schedule is going to, and what distractions you can pull out. And if your phone is one of them, if you see your phone somewhere in there, if you see I watch TV for 2 hours, I watch this for two, and sometimes you can put the TV on in the background and get these tasks done. But what I want us to understand is the elephant that we're looking at everything from the big standpoint. When I say we one piece at a time that we're breaking this down, the task that we're doing could be something small, could be something like, you know, for me, let's say mine was going live. So for me, my task was to prepare for this. So do 2 slides. So I did 2 slides a day till I got to this point where I have all these slides. But I broke it down so that I didn't look at it as I have to do the whole presentation tonight. Like last night, I stayed up a little bit later fine tuning it. But up until this point, I had just broke it down. I did two every day. For that hour, I focused on two. I focused on the information I wanted to put on it. I focused on how I was going to talk about it. And it's two, 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 two. Now I have this big thing, and I spent, like I said last night, just refining and tweaking some things. Alexa, the lead measure. The lead measure, no, it's not the 500 people. That's the lag measure. So the lag is I want to have 500 customers. I want to make 500 sales by September. And this is an example. It's hypothetical. The lag measure is the actual number, the 500. So I want to have 500 people, 500 sales by September 1st, 2025. Your lead measure is the activity that you're putting in to get to that 500. So I want to go to 2 events every month uh, until September 1st, 2025. And then you could break down another lead measure, which will be I want to talk to 50 people at each event until September 1st, 2025. And you'll notice that you'll start getting all this data. You'll see, okay, I talked to 50 people. You could match that up with the sales. I went to 2 events. I talked to 50 people at each event. That's 100, and you can see how many sales that you made from that time for that first month. Then you can do it again for the second month. You do it again for the third month. You'll see, okay, I made I made 10 sales the first month. I made 15 the second month. Then I made 30 the third month. Okay, I can keep doing this. This is working for me. I can keep doing this. Maybe I can talk to more and I can boost my number up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like once you get the data and once you understand the numbers and in your mind you're gonna be seeing the results. You're gonna try to test yourself. You're gonna say, hey, I got 30 last time. How can I get more than 30? Maybe I need to talk to 100 people instead of talking to 20, or instead of talking to just 50. Maybe I need to go ahead and boost that up to 150. So that's what I mean by your lead measure and the time blocking. So okay, we're at be consistent. So be consistent, stick to your schedule, and make time blocking a habit. So this is every day. Don't don't deviate from this unless it's an emergency. This is how we're gonna get. This is how we're gonna chop down every one of our goals and get to that point where we're eating the whole elephant. And then review and adjust as needed. So regularly review your time blocking and make adjustments to ensure it aligns with your priorities and supports your wig process. So that's what I was saying about the numbers. Once you see the numbers and all the data that you have, you'll see if it's really working for you or if it's not working for you, and then you can adjust in that fashion. So next, the weekly reviews. So this is like I said, on Sundays when I do mine, it's only 30 minutes. I only take 30 minutes. I move stuff over. I use Notion, and I will have a template for everybody available. It's almost done. I'm kind of working on it. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of Notion, but I use Notion for it's like a big dashboard for it's like a big workplace dashboard, and you can do almost anything in there. I keep all my information, all my business stuff in there. So I basically break down my whole template has a breakdown of wig, lead measures, um, and then it has my scoreboard. So that it has my scoreboard that shows me, and this is where I move things over on my weekly review. So In your weekly reviews, mine's is on Sunday. It's the end of the week. I reflect on what I worked on. I reflect on what works. So that's review your progress, identify the strategies and actions that were effective in helping achieve your goals. Identify what didn't work. So analyze the areas where you face challenges or encounter roadblocks and determine what needs to be adjusted. So this is why you do this weekly, because you don't want to wait to the end of the month, then you can't remember, what happened in week one. You're not gonna remember. It's too many things that happen in a month for you to remember. So we do this weekly so you can remember what happened. You can make sure you scratch those things out, and we can fine tune this process and get to a point where it's running like a well-oiled machine. Let me see. Yes, time blocking is a must. Know your numbers. Time blocking is definitely a must. Adjust your plan. So, based on your reflections, make necessary changes to your plan to ensure that you stay on track and continue progressing towards your goals. And then, lastly, celebrate your progress. Recognize and appreciate the progress you've made, no matter how small. Positive reinforcement can help you stay motivated. So, I'm telling you, once you see you're starting to move stuff over and you're starting to get that much closer to completing that goal, you're gonna go harder. It's something that just clicks in your mind. I think it's dopamine. I don't know what it is. It's something that just naturally produces in your mind that you see, oh, this isn't that hard. Like I make it even go a little bit harder. I might can add an extra hour here. I might can add an extra hour here, and get this done. And I know exactly what task I need to get this one goal done. So we get really specific with the goal, then we break it down into all the tasks that need to be done for that goal, and then we just knock off tasks in that hour or 2 hours, depending on our time block, and we see what our time block is. However much time we get, maybe that might be 30 minutes a day, maybe that might be an hour. The reason why this is 30 plus hours every month is because all this requires is 1 hour a day every month. If you notice, it's 30 days in a month, 30 or 31. So all this is 1 hour a day that you're putting into your business, only 1 hour. And let's say you get one task in that 1 hour done every month. You got 30 tasks done. By the end of the month, you're 30 tasks closer to finishing your goal just because you spent 1 hour on it. So that's what we mean by getting 30 plus hours back into your business. And this is 1 hour of focus work on your wildly important goal. And we took it from the biggest goal ever, and we broke it down to all the tasks that we need to do to get that goal done. And we're doing that task every day. So weekly reviews are a crucial step in staying on track and achieving your goals. By reflecting, adjusting, and celebrating your progress, you can maintain momentum and continue to grow. TJ, that makes sense. Yes, I'm hoping that it makes sense. I'm hoping that this is all coming together for everybody. I'm hoping that you guys are understanding where I'm coming from, and how intentional you have to be. This is really just an intentional process. All we're really doing basically is we're getting really intentional. We're fine tuning. We're blocking out noise that we normally have. We know we have a whirlwind of stuff that we do regularly anyway. We do this every day. We know that we do certain things every day. But can we find that 1 hour? And I know everybody has 1 hour in their day. I know we all do. We all do. And if you feel like you can't, this is why we're opening up. I will have free consultation sessions that are going to be opening up here very soon. So I would like to speak with all of you um, about your process and make sure that we do this together. I want to see everybody reach their goals, and I want to see everybody knock these goals down and able to eat that whole elephant, which is your business, and your business booming and becoming, the next big thing. Yes, yes, stronghold. This is intentional. This is all intentional. A lot of what we do when we're business owners is just busy work because we feel like busy work is gonna get our business forward. And no, you gotta look outside of your business. You gotta understand what's gonna move your business forward. Then you put the task in front of you, and then you hit each one of those tasks every day. All right. So, any questions? Anybody have any questions? I know I was talking for a long time. Does anybody have any questions for me that I can answer any questions? Give it a second. So like I said, there will be 30-minute consultation sessions that's going to be opening up soon. Um, 15 to 30 minutes. That's going to be opening up soon. If you are interested in me helping you further, us going into a deep dive in the process, giving you a play by play. Thank you, Alexa. I appreciate that. Me give you a play-by-play of how this works, how we can specifically uh, uh, allocate the time that you have, and understanding what's a whirlwind and what's busy work and what's not busy work, what's a lead measure. We can go over those different things. Also, like I said, I will have a template in Notion. Notion is if you don't know what Notion is, if you know what Trello is or you know what Trello is or Asana is, something similar to that. How do you feel? Stronghold said, "How do you feel after your first YouTube live?" Uh, I don't know. You could tell throughout the time, I was kind of nervous at the beginning, but I kind of came out my shell by the end. So I feel really good. I feel really good. It feels it's a really good experience. Not gonna lie, it's different for me for sure, and I'm definitely gonna do it again. Definitely gonna do it again. We're gonna have more of these sessions. We're gonna talk more. I hope to see everybody at the next one that I have. And yeah, this is gonna be something that's going into 2025. I'm gonna do a lot more often. I think it's gonna be really really good. So I feel great. Feel great about this. Know your numbers. You missed step one. Can you repeat the steps title? Yes. Matter of fact, I can go back to it. Hold on one second. So step one is we're gonna identify your wildly important goal. Let's go back to that real fast. So here's step one. We're identifying your wildly important goal. So your wildly important goal, what's the one thing that will have the biggest impact in your business? And that means when you're thinking about this one thing that's going to have the biggest impact in your business, that means if everything else stayed the same right now, what one goal would transform your whole business? If you completed this goal, your business will be totally different, the next time somebody sees you or next time somebody experiences your business. TJ, couldn't tell I was nervous. Oh man, that's a big compliment. I appreciate that. Yes, I was scared. I am not afraid. I am not too proud to say it. But you guys made this amazing. You made this an amazing experience. I'm not gonna lie. I had a great time connecting with all of you, and I hope to see every one of you guys at the next one that we have because I want to hear about your progress. And I know everybody. I hope everybody's been writing stuff down, so I want to hear about your progress for sure.
How'd it go,
Let me
guys?
guess.
I'm excited. I was over here peeking in, but I was like, oh, he's killing it. Killing it. What are you guys working on now? Almost
Oh,
there?
we're at the end. Yeah, we're at the
Oh,
end. I was seeing if anybody asked any questions, and then uh I went back to the last one to answer questions.
okay. Perfect. So what did you guys think? Did you guys love this? Um, you guys want to hear more? Listen here. So I'm gonna put you on the spot for just a little bit. When Nick did this exercise with me, I was completely blown away. And I said, this is your gift. Sometimes he had other things that he wanted to focus on, but I was like, no, this is your gift. You are so amazing at teaching this and you're so patient with me. And he's like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm like, dude, you can keep trying to put other stuff together, but this right here, because we're gonna go to like a business talk of thing. He's hitting a pain point. He's hitting something that not only majority of us struggle with, but he's also finding an immediate solution, helping us create immediate solution to enhance our lives. And if you can do that for somebody, like that's a business right there. A real business solves problems, and we can solve problems quickly because I'm pretty sure even after just this webinar, or even within the first, I don't know, 10 to 15 minutes of the webinar, he already gave you something that you can utilize right now. And so hope you guys take note of that when you're building your business, your candle business, whatever you're trying to do. Really look into how you're solving a problem for somebody and how you can change somebody's lives. Because if you're not doing it, then what are you doing business for? Like, it's not going to work. So with that being said, I just wanted to pop in and thank you so much, Nick. You did an amazing job. I'll let you finish out. And I think I have the next class coming up. I think I have the next class coming up. I think it's a masterclass Q&A. I don't remember. But look in the collective. I posted the events. And yeah, see ya. You finish it.
Yep, we finishing off strongholds. This was great. Light bulb went off. That's amazing. That makes me feel really good. Alexis, thank you. I appreciate it. Know your numbers. I appreciate it. TJ, I appreciate it. Um, who else we have in here? Rakia, I appreciate it. Anime Creations Worldwide. I appreciate Latoya. I appreciate everybody who was on this evening for my first live. So yes, I was nervous, but like I said, you all made this a great experience. So take the first step today. Today, take this first step. Even after this live, think about it. Internalize everything that you learned about. This will be on YouTube, so you can go back and watch it as well. We're gonna have a Achieve More Playbook channel in the Black Sunflower Collective. So that's going to be available. And I want everybody I see here that's been on this live. I want to see you guys because I want to hear about your progress and I want to help. So I'm still going to be here to help. I'm not going to go away and fade off into the distance and ride off somewhere else. I'm going to be a resource for you guys anytime you need it. And like I said, those 15-minute to 30-minute consultations are going to be available soon. There's been something going on with my domain, the MitchellBaySolutions.com domain. For some reason, not popping up right now, so I got to go fix that. But by the end of the night, it should be fixed. You can go and sign up and get your free consultation. So I would love to see everybody. Hope everybody has an amazing evening. I hope everybody achieves more in their business. And I would love to hear from you all one way or another here soon. And make sure you join the next live. And I will see everybody later. Have a good one.